What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
We've got a great article that I wanted to bring to your attention, and for a lot of different reasons, but it's very, very interesting. I tell you what, we've got, like I said right before the break, we've got 773,000 words in the Bible, and it is one of the most read books of all time. You know, the content message in the Bible is everywhere. We all know it, and even if you don't think we know it, we know it. As content marketing strategies go, there is a lot to admire in the Bible. Don't believe me? Well, let me explain. This article is actually from Dale Lovell of eConsultancy, and it's a great article. Go check it out. We're going to have a link on the site. So, you need to develop a brand narrative, right? At the core of the Bible is a strong narrative voice. It's the narrative voice that gets the message of Christianity across so clearly. How does this do this? It tells a story. That's how. Isn't this what every blog post about content marketing you've ever read tells you to do? Of course it is. Engage with your customers by sharing an interesting story with them. That's exactly what the Bible does. Bucket loads, right?
Mm-hmm. Tell stories. People like stories.
There you go.
And you're gonna read a story every night before you go to bed. So people want their stories now. You know, every company needs a story.
I guess so.
You didn't get read night stories?
I didn't. That's probably why I can't read myself.
That's the behavior modification problem. Yeah. I understand a lot more about you, John.
Thank you.
Hey, developing that brand narrative. Think about all the biblical stories you know: Adam, Eve, Noah, Moses, Jesus, to name a few. But they are powerful stories that are remembered for generations. It is the stories that have helped spread Christianity and made it one of the world's most leading religion. So the point is how does the Bible tell the story? At the heart of the Bible in Christianity are 10 commandments, right? Mm-hmm. There are 10 rules are the key set of laws that govern all Christians.
So we need blog commandments? Is this where...
That's where I'm going.
Okay. I jump ahead there.
Don't read ahead of the book, especially in the Bible. I mean, come on.
I'm just a pictures guy.
That's the framework in which the Bible and all Christian teachings and writings are stemming from. So this is what it starts with all content strategies. You need to have your own set of brand rules, establishing tone of voice, target audience, and story. So how does the Bible tell its story? Before any content is created, brands and their agencies must work out what their core beliefs are, right? What story do you want to tell? Who do you want to tell it? Who's your ideal consumer, right?
There you go.
All right. So the Bible has a creative core of ideas that it speaks out to a reader on every single page, and so does good, well-created brands inside of. At the same time, I'm not trying to reduce the efficacy of the Bible, but it's a very good a guideline of how to engage with customers, right? So anyway, content marketing, it keeps on churning out some great information. There's multiple touch points inside of Christianity, and the Bible is the content strategy, but what are those touch points? There are hymns. Hymns are a great touch point. What's in a hymn if it's not music with a religious brand message included? These hymns, if written today, could be distributed by Spotify, YouTube, This Is My Jam, and countless other music hubs, including national radio, creating a valuable distribution channel.
So it could be a Harlem Shake hymn.
Or a cat video. Video hymn.
There you go. That sounds good to me.
Psalms, the book of Psalms is the longest book in the Bible, which contains 150 short poems, right? The Bible understands that sometimes consumers are not interested in overly long formats of content, but are open to shorter, more accessible brand messages. Well, guess what I'm talking about?
Twitter.
There
you go.
Facebook updates, message forums, video ads, anywhere else with a short message can work.
Harlem Shake Facebook post.
Now, the Bible got there first, Tom.
Oh.
I'm saying. Art. Some of the greatest works of art have been created by Christian messages behind them. Mm-hmm. In many instances, they have literally tried to illustrate the stories of the Bible, right? So, I mean, content marketers today need to think about the same level of development of their content message in visual images, such as Instagram,
sure,
Pinterest, right?
Hey, and if you get a photo in there, you get better click-through rates normally, or you get better interaction in your social media.
That's right. Just think if there was a photo next to every verse. I mean, the click-through rates on...
You might actually get engagement. Absolutely.
Oh, man. I'm going to pay for this. I know I am. All right, how about sermons? Some marketers forget that content marketing takes place offline as well as on. Where is there a better example than in the Bible and Christianity as a whole? This is a religion built around the church service and the sermon. So think about how all your content marketing activity can be harnessed for face-to-face interactions. Think of press conferences, blogger events.
It's like an Apple release.
Apple release.
Steve Jobs giving a sermon.
Exactly.
Some people worship Steve Jobs.
I think you will be stricken by lightning. I'm just saying. Meetups, Google Plus Hangouts, sales meetings, trainings, anywhere you can speak directly to, or radio shows, directly to your target base and create advocates of your brand message, right? And Bible content marketing, I'll tell you what, inspired user-generated content, all right? If as a brand you can inspire others to do so, to be so inspired by your content that they can start creating content and share and promote your own brand, content that can often be turned into inspiration content to share with others, right? Like Leonardo da Vinci's masterpieces. Well, I'll tell you what, or Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Who could argue that's generated content out of the brand of Christianity and is iconic and recognizable as a symbol, right? I'm telling you.
Yeah, I used to work in TV news, and we'd do this a lot, especially when storms would come. We'd be like, send us your photos, and we'll put them on the air. And so we get people, hey, I want my picture to be on TV. And, you know, kind of same concept with your blog. Be like, hey, send us your, I don't know if you run a mom blog or something. Show us how much money you save, or show us all the groceries you bought and how much you saved. And
that couponing, it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it really is, actually.
Well, it's just an example that, you know, people can use for their blogs.
Absolutely. So, I mean, what we're talking about are great illustrative points from the Bible. The Bible is the most widely accepted book across the world, and there's some great tools and techniques. I tell you what, we've got, let's see, what else can the Bible teach us? Well, it can teach us expert thought leadership. You know, if you look at the New Testament, obviously one character stands out, Jesus. The brand story is, to a large extent, Jesus' story. All significant stories in the New Testament follow Jesus. He is the expert. He is the storyteller and the one you get behind and support. As a consumer, we all buy into his story. He appeals to us in some way, shape, or form, right? Content marketers can learn from this. There's a lot to be said about promoting your brand through a recognizable persona, someone who appeals to your customers' tastes and can promote your brand through dialogue, like Steve Jobs. Huh? Apple customers loved his passion and attention to detail in everything that he did. Every talk, every interview, every article.
Every sermon.
Every sermon.
Stop your piece.
I think you've become a believer too, John.
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, you know, there's a lot of different personas, and it certainly can actually tie into a delivery that can be well endorsed and can actually break down a lot of resistance and walls, right?
Yep.
So I got an edge talk here for you.
Edge Talk.
All right. We are about to deliver the 10 content marketing commandments to take from the Bible. 1, create a core set of beliefs. Develop a content strategy. 2, use narrative to tell your brand story. 3, create content that can inspire your customer base. 4, don't be afraid to be original with the content you create, the argument that you make, and the stories that you tell. 5, create different forms of content, long form, short form, video, music, images, multiple touch points for your customer base to engage with your brand. 6, develop an expert to spread your brand message to become a brand advocate. 7, create a content calendar, key dates to inform your story. Amplify your content message through all multiple platforms that are available. Spread your message. Number 9, place your content strategy at the heart of your organization. If you don't, it shouldn't be the function of your marketing department. It should be the core of your company's efforts. And number 10, evangelize. Practice what you preach. Blog, guest post, social network, and share. There's the 10. Fantastic resources
The new
there.
10 Commandments.